Breaking news, y'all. Breaking news. So today we are going to get into some really good news today in regards to the temporary protective status that has ended as of yesterday. And it is being reported this morning that ICE is going to potentially ramp up its deportation. But before we do get into the article, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Liking doesn't cost you anything, and subscribing doesn't cost you anything. So go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe, and also comment and let me know what you think at the end of this video. But we're going to go ahead and get into this article. And we're going to talk about these ICE preparations that are coming down the pipeline. And it says ICE prepares major operation targeting Haitians losing TPS after Supreme Court ruling. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, plans to dramatically ramp up operations to locate and arrest Haitian nationals whose TPS is expected to end immediately, multiple federal sources told Fox News. The expanded operation is expected to begin as soon as this week. The Supreme Court's certified judgment is expected to be transmitted to lower courts Monday, clearing the way for Trump's administration to proceed with ending TPS for more than 300,000 Haitians. Okay? It says federal sources told Fox News that Ohio will heavily be targeted because Springfield, Ohio has a large Haitian population. ICE leadership has been informed of operational plans, says sources. And then it also gets into TPS was first granted to Haiti following the country's devastating 2010 earthquake. The designation allows eligible foreign nationals from countries experiencing armed conflict, natural disasters, or other extraordinary conditions to temporarily live, work legally in the United States. So basically, what this article is saying, you guys can go and read more. I'm sure that there's a lot of articles and news reporting on this, so you guys can go and get the details, but I just kind of want to do an overview. So basically, it's done so for these Haitians and other nationals who have come here for some type of either devastation that's going on in their country or natural disasters. You know, temporary means just that. It means temporary, and you cannot expect to stay in the country under those terms and conditions. Listen, I have traveled the world. I have been to different countries. I've lived in different countries. And as an American, I am expected, once my visa expires or any type of paperwork showing that I'm there in that country temporarily, once that expires, it is expected of me to leave. And I think what the Haitians and what a lot of melanated Black people are misunderstanding is that you can't keep fleeing to other countries and not staying and fighting for your homelands, okay? You know, I get that there is a lot of corruption in these places. You know, your government ain't worth a damn. You know, you got a lot of infighting amongst yourselves and different tribes. You know, all of that conflict, you know what I'm trying to say? And then y'all flee to another country. This is the reason why your countries are in the status that in the situation that they are in. Let's just keep it a bean. You know, everybody wants to come to the United States or flee to England, but they don't want to stay in their homelands and fight. And I salute the ones who do. But the ones who flee, you guys got to go back and fight for your homeland. That's the only way you're going to be able to make it great. You can't expect your country to be great if you're fighting it in another country. It don't work like that. And I agree. I 100% agree with this decision from the Supreme Courts. You know, I hope that it's done in a humane way, but we are dealing with the powers that be, and we know that that's not always the case. But in this particular situation, you know, temporarily means just that. You know, you guys were aware of the temporary status, and it's time for you to go, and it's time for y'all to make your homeland great. See, the problem that y'all didn't do is that a lot of you melanated immigrants come to the United States and you guys just stay in your own little enclave. You guys don't want to unite and link up with the Black Americans that are already here, that are already fighting racism and white supremacy. So you guys get into your own little enclave, and you guys actually do yourself a disservice when you do that, because you have no protection. You know, you think that teaming up with the other side of the grass is going to get you favors, and you're going to be looked at differently. And time again, you guys are shown that you're no different. You are no different, and actually, you're more vulnerable because you don't have citizen status to even be here in America. So it would be wise for y'all to come here and link up with the Black Americans that are already here, who are fighting racism and white supremacy, so we could come together as one, so you can get opportunities to stay here permanently. But it doesn't happen that way. And because it doesn't happen that way, these are the things that you face. You know, where are the Haitian rappers? Where are the Haitian entertainers? Isn't Ayanna Presley a Haitian? Where are all these people that are supposed to be speaking up for y'all? You know, you got all of these people who come to America and they don't go back to their homeland. And I'm not just talking about Haiti. I'm talking about other places like Africa, like Nigeria, other places in the Caribbean. You guys hop on the first thing smoking coming to America, and y'all don't even think about going back to fix up your homelands. This is the reason why some of y'all homelands are the way that it is, because you don't stay and fight. And yes, we know in a lot of times, in a lot of cases, it is the government. But what are you going to do about it? You can't just pack up and flee and go to other places. So, yeah, ICE are going to be ramped up, and, you know, it's going to be rough. It is going to be rough. But we will be following this. Stay tuned for more. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and also comment. Tell me what you think about this TPS. Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it? Tell me what you think. We'll be back for more. Peace.